Hello, everyone, and welcome to another FutureCast. This is FutureCast number 8, and I'm your host, John Freeman, for FutureVZN. And today we have a fantastic special guest, all the way from parts unknown. Actually, I'm going to let him explain this to you, but it's Johnny Moonlight. Johnny.
Hey. Yeah, good evening, everybody. How are we doing tonight?
Johnny is awesome.
I can't hear you.
He's a fan.
I can't hear you, people. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. That's right. You always
celebrating Christmas around here.
That's right. It doesn't matter where you are. So
it doesn't really. Yeah.
Where have you been? Where have you been lately? What's going on with you today?
Well, I was just coming back from my tour in Hawaii. Actually, it was only a week-long little tour. You know, we went around the town in Honolulu and stuff like that. And I'm a bit tired tonight, to be honest. That's why I'm trying to chill out with a glass of wine. It was a great show, especially the Honolulu, the Grand. That was time of my life. Seriously,
fantastic.
Such an audience. You know, people are really getting ready for Christmas over there. Seriously, they're not kidding.
They're not kidding. That's right.
So, no, John, no.
Tell little people, you know, most of the people watching, I probably have a lot of audience members. I mean, most people know who you are in the world, but there may be a few, some of my audience who may not know where you came from, how you got started. Tell everybody exactly what is your forte? What do you do in music?
Well, whoever doesn't really know, you know, I'm surprised about it, you know. Johnny Moonlight, basically, he was born not too long ago in Biloxi, Mississippi. And the name, because originally, I can tell you that was an original AKA name as well, but the name, Johnny, was coming from there's this short background story for it. It was like, you know, Johnny was sitting outside on the porch, a beautiful starlight night with a girlfriend. I think it was Sarah. Maybe Jenny. It's not my mind. The thing is, so I was like, you know, Johnny, whenever I look up the star and I see moonlight, in that very moment, you know, I was just like, what did you just say? Did you say Johnny Moonlight? And that was the moment, actually, when Johnny Moonlight was born.
Nice.
And then it was just, you know, it was just, that was the moment it started. And then, it, you know, the rest is history, really.
The rest is history.
No living history.
So, all right. So, and you know, I know a little bit about this, Biloxi, Mississippi, because I happen to grow up in that area, and
really,
I know Mr.
Wow,
John.
what a coincidence!
It's amazing.
Tell me about it, John.
I know all about the Southern Moonlight and all that. It can play tricks on
you.
Do things to you.
Yeah.
But
that's great.
You've been a singer for years, and but you're also a musician, and I know that you also play instruments. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about what you play, where you got started?
Well, when I was younger, my apprentice was my apprentice. Sorry, what am I saying? Master was Bert Banker. So basically, I started with the piano, and then I developed into the electronic stuff like keyboards, synthesizers, because I was amazed by the sounds, you know, what you produce with them. Nowadays, I don't really have time to deal with the sound itself because the performance, the quality of the performance takes too much attention from me. So I couldn't really play around with my keyboards that much, but I used to. Although I regret it. Oh, yeah. I do have my rig, you know, back home.
Right.
But unfortunately, I don't have much time since I tour so much. I don't have such time, you know, but I really love to spend with it. And therefore, in my concerts nowadays, sometimes I grab a guitar, but it's very occasional. basically all the backing music is coming from the bands.
Right, right. Which is nice. I mean, your main full-time instrument is your voice, which is fantastic, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you. It's really kind of you. Thanks. Tell me more.
All right, I tell you what, let's go back in the past. But you're originally from Hungary, correct?
That's right, yeah. My great-grandmother is from Hungary. My grandpa is from Pennsylvania, just next to it.
Nice.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
So that means you have a very deep and rich culture, rich tradition in entertainment, music,
absolutely. Back home, well, what I can still actually reproduce and I can still sort of incorporate my performances is the local gypsy culture, which is quite unique around there and in the world. They have a very special way of pronouncing the lyrics and the songs. If you really liked it, I could just show a little sample.
I would love that. I really would.
Yeah. So there's a song called "If I Was a Rich Man."
Right, right.
And the way original is not really a gypsy song, as we know, it's coming from different culture, but the way they sing is so authentic. And sometimes in the future, especially, I'm working on a show actually, which would represent this kind of performance, So, anyways, here's a little sample. This is not, by the way, this is not the real voice. What I use,
Yes, I understand that.
You understand it. So it was basically just a quick sample.
Okay. Yeah, don't give too much away because you don't want to,
No, because it's a future project. That's right. Secrecy.
That's right. That's right. Well, that's awesome. So, okay, how about an influence? Would you say your mother, your grandmother, father, anybody, grandfather that really influenced you? Maybe you were 5, 6 years old, 7, and you maybe you heard something, or what actually got you interested in singing?
Influences about you talking about musical influences, John?
Yes.
Well, it's a very complicated question. It started when I was 6,
Right.
It started with Arto, Kodály, and Hungarian composers. And then later on, when you're a teenager, you want to be a pop star, a rock star, basically. You want to be punk. You want to be a Rasta. And then later on, when you realize that you want to be a pop star, you start to slow down and you become Johnny Moonlight. And your idols gonna be more laid back, more relaxed, and more sophisticated singers of the 50s. Let's say the touch of Dean Martin,
Right.
some Paul Anka,
Right.
a bit of Elvis. So all these mixtures makes up the character, which this has Moonlight nowadays.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
So, okay, so have you performed a lot of your material in Hungary? Have you performed most of your material in where you live now, in the western part of
As you
England?
know, John, I tour a lot. Basically, all year long, I travel the world. And if you look at my webpage, especially the Facebook page, you can see that I have my concerts in New York, Las Vegas, in Honolulu, as I said, sometimes in Geneva, Switzerland, or in Morocco. It depends on the people need me. And I go there. And I give them love, I give them the performance, I give them what they want. Very simple as it is. So there's no such place as most frequent because I travel all the time.
All the time.
All the time. Although one of my frequent place is my home country, where the roots are coming from, Hungary, and I try to do the best, you know. I mean, most of these performances over there are charity concerts, so I'm trying to support, you know, different venues, different areas of life over there where they need some support. Like, let's say, local animal shelter. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, because they need help.
Yeah, that's right.
You have the talent to give them that help. Unfortunately, a lot of people they don't get
That's
this
right.
time.
I would encourage, you know, everybody who's got a chance and who can afford it to try to support all these people, all these places where they need it. If it doesn't cost you, try to support them, you know, the best way you could.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Speaking of which, let's take a visit to your Facebook page, and you can tell me a little bit about what you're about to do. Because I know that. Speaking of Johnny Moonlight, there you go. Some of your videos that I've got playing, which are really cool. This is Johnny Moonlight's Facebook page.
Well, I've seen that before.
Of course, Merry Christmas from Johnny. That's amazing. But I notice you have a concert coming up, and I know this is a photograph of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. You're talking about the one in January.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Another.
Well, the one in January is gonna be a new thing. It's gonna be a full night show, basically. Two parts. The first part of the night, as you can see on this poster as well.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Yeah, that's right. So the bottom part says it's like the 50s, a medley of 50s, 60s songs. And the top part, the other half of the night, is gonna be an Elvis show. This is gonna be about an hour-long show with costumes, you know, about the life and the best songs of Elvis. So whoever gets there is gonna get 2 for 1. And the reason for this concert, as I said, as I mentioned, you know, there's always a good reason. This is gonna support, and unfortunately, ill, very good friends of mine. And the money what we could actually gather is for her treatments.
Oh, very good. Very good.
So I hope I see, you know, a lot of people there, and
you got a telephone number that they can actually contact your box office. Is that correct?
That's right. Well, it's no, that's not the box office. That's the place, the actual place where it's going to be the venue.
Okay.
They can book a table there.
So if they need more information in Hungary, they can call this number.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
How about your English-speaking fans? Will they also be able to, if they call this number, will they get information or?
Best advice would be to get in touch with the webpage first, because the management is the best. Well, they're very busy, to be honest, but I would recommend to get in touch in email or through the page, because it's just horrendous. The amount of letters we get and all these requests, everything, you know, it's just the phone is not. No, I wouldn't recommend. It's always busy. It's always busy.
Just make sure to stay in touch with your Facebook page, and
exactly.
You'll have other information. Yeah. And also, you have a YouTube page, which I just showed there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's fine.
And you need to obviously subscribe, which I will do right now.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. Good stuff. Now on the YouTube page, you get a little bit of background information about the character and the previous concerts here and there in the world. It's amazing. It's amazing. Seriously, you gotta have a look. You gotta have a look.
I mean, the wonderful thing about your page is that you keep it updated a lot. I mean, I love these photographs and things. These are really cool.
Well, I think the management tries to do its best. I'm quite pleased with them, to be honest. You know, here or there I get a like, well, that was a quick advert, see, and it's tomorrow. Hey, see, this is the problem what I'm saying about the management. Sometimes they forget to inform me about the plans.
And then all of a sudden you're,
yeah, yeah. And I just get a ring, hey, Johnny, you're in there tomorrow.
well, I mean, you can't help it. You're in demand. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, but they do. They work hard. They work hard. They work. They worth everything.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I went to your about page, and it does give your
oh, that's lovely.
yeah, it's very good.
Absolutely. I would recommend everybody actually to sign up the web page. I mean, the Facebook page, the journal web page, because all the latest and all the upcoming gigs and everything, that's where you can really follow.
Yeah. If you really want to have some fun, you can watch
some original songs as well.
That's right. I don't want to give too much away because I don't want to, I'd rather
yeah.
website, I mean, you have some very cool. Is there something that you recommend? I can actually play one of these videos if you want to play. Dream. I mean, there's.
I love. Well, if you like to play something, I would recommend to play one of my original songs because they don't really know.
Yeah.
That I do original songs as well. Most of these concerts are about the covers.
Yeah, do you have an original song on this?
I do have, for example, the left corner.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called "Let's Get Married." It's a really good song, a really happy, upbeat song, and it's got a good video production as well.
Okay, well, let's listen to a little bit of that.
Yeah. By the way, it's about 4 years old, it's production, so.
Some relation, every hour headed to the right destination. If you got any problems, if you are worried, just bring it on, baby, before we get married. This life is too short, this life is too sweet. Let the good times roll, baby, don't make me mistake. I'm good enough for you. Do you need anything better? I'm sure you know it's true, baby. Let's stick together. Maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong. Gotta do just for it too much. Sometimes.
What a song. What a song.
Fantastic.
That's an original.
Oh, honey, I'm a little bit sad.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play the whole thing, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't want anybody stealing your song. They need to buy this.
Yeah, thanks, John. Thank you again.
They can always go to YouTube and watch this, but
yeah.
I would rather that they buy your material.
Thank you.
But Johnny is, he's a very humble man. He doesn't like to tell people, all the things that he does for other people, especially entertaining them and giving them joy in their life.
That's right. Yeah.
We all need a little.
That's why I quite frequently entertain the older generation in care houses, and it's also a charity thing. But to be honest, the joy and the laughter, what I can see, when I perform in front of them, it's worth every money. It's just priceless, seriously.
Yeah.
It's priceless.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I know that you do a lot of things like that. Also, to help some of our audience that are watching this, What advice would you give someone starting out? Just like yourself, you started out and you had a certain thing that you wanted to do. You probably mimicked a certain artist that you liked, and then you progressed. Things moved along. You learned more instruments. You learned other songs and styles. What would you tell someone starting out? What did they need to do first?
First of all, my advice would be the first thing is always to decide what you want to do. You gotta decide and be persistent, to stay on that road. If you want to play country, don't try to mix it up with anything. Stay on the country lane. If you want to do rock and roll, do the rock and roll, but don't mix it up with anything. And then, secondly, try to cover the most popular songs of this genre. Practice them, sing them over and over. Make sure that you know what's behind. Make sure that you know what was in their heads when they were singing these songs and what was around them. So try to, like a sponge, try to just soak in everything in your soul and try to be it yourself. And then, if you're ready for it, and you've been, probably it's going to take for a while. It's going to take a year, maybe 2 years, 3 years, sometimes even 4 years. You can step on the stage, That's where it's all starting. On the stage, where you can actually start to interact with the audience. Because it's fun to make a video, but the real thing is not happening live. When you get on stage and you see the reactions, you get the feedback.
Right.
And the more feedback you get, the better you can get. Very simple.
That makes sense. Also, the thing I was going to ask you is, what do you do? Because I know you've been singing for years now. What do you do to protect your voice? Is there like a cocktail that you're,
Well, my advice is red wine. Don't drink sweet red wine because it's going to stuck on your corpse, You don't want to do that.
Right.
But red wine is good. Nighttime. If you're a bit uncertain about some things, so you need a little bit of courage, encouraging, then maybe a shot of whiskey before your performance. That's all it has, That's not a big deal. You're not gonna become an evil.
Right.
It's just gonna give you a little more courage. That's all.
Now, of course, here in the States or and maybe some other countries, we obviously are going to tell you that you don't need to do any of this till after the proper age.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I would recommend for everybody to do that. Especially, you gotta look at the legal limitations as well, and you don't necessarily. It's only my recipe, and I always started to do this after all these years behind me. But in my first years, till I get on stage, till I get to the point when I got on stage, I was very focused, determined, and no drugs, alcohol whatsoever was involved, never.
Right.
Music was my drug, simply music.
But now, like you say, though, I guess it's a good red wine or whiskey or whatever. It probably has a couple of different purposes. Number one, it's gonna, if you have any kind of cold or anything like that, it's gonna kill the bacteria in your throat. Correct?
Of course, yeah. That's also, absolutely. You gotta be some medical background there, John. You know so much about these things.
I'm just a humble podcast host. Yes. Don't,
I see.
Don't practice any kind of thing I'm telling you as far as being a doctor. It's,
Well, you're absolutely right in that. Yeah. But personally, me, I like the red wine with my meals as well. So for performing, you don't do red wine,
Right.
So basically, it's just. But place I live nowadays, in North Wales, Britain, to have even a bottle of red wine during a meal, to share it with somebody, absolutely fine, absolutely normal. So there's nothing wrong with it.
And the weather there is,
The weather is
you probably need,
weather is
you
but
probably,
I don't like to talk about it.
you don't want to talk about, well, you just came from Hawaii. I mean, I can understand it.
John, that's the point. You see, I try to travel as much as I can because the weather,
The weather.
the weather is just something what I can stand around here. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, Hawaii, Miami, this is Rio de Janeiro, Athens, Morocco, even Cairo and Dubai, but around here, always.
Yeah.
It's a exceptional thing that actually today I'm in North Wales because I had to take a little break.
But I mean, you do this for the fans, so I understand. I really do.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sacrifices.
That's right. That's right. Any other advice you have for the up and coming artists who like the business side of music? Most people they get into music because, like you say, it's in your soul. There's something that you desire to do, but then you have the reality of you have to have a management team of some sort, or you have to at least manage yourself.
That's right. Yeah.
Using Facebook and like we do, using the internet to promote yourself. Is there anything like
Right.
that?
Very important thing. Find the suitable management for yourself because you're an artist. You're an artist. You want to focus on your singing, you're playing your guitar or whatever. You don't want to waste time on your broadcast. Not the broadcast, on your.
Especially on my broadcast, yeah, for sure. I need to talk to your management team. I'm telling you.
They signed me up for this. Sorry. Anyways, so you don't want to. Yes, you gotta do your broadcast here or there because the fans, they want to know what you think about, what you think, how you think about it, but about your events, about your web pages, whatever. You need to find somebody, a professional one who can help you with it, who can sort this out for you. Because really, what you really want to do is focusing on your music. And that's the only way you can, get better and better and better. You need professional stuff like FutureVZN. They can take care about your broadcast needs or even web designs, I think. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely.
So just get in touch. John is a good man. He knows his trade. I think I'm gonna work with him actually. I think I need to change my management maybe. I'm not sure if he does. Do you do managing as well?
I probably could, but like you said, I have so many things that can distract me. I need to stick to the one thing and do that very well.
All right.
But
So
yeah,
more into the technical.
yes, absolutely.
Right.
And since Mr. Johnny Moonlight mentioned this, let's do a little quick break and let me show you exactly what he's talking about. If you go to the FutureVZN page on Facebook, here you see the Future of Live Streaming Marketing Solutions. This is what we do here, but if you'd like to get into the private group, which Johnny is a part of actually, all you have to do is go to the Facebook page, FutureVZN, type in FutureVZN, and you will see this page. Go to the group access and join the group right now. If you enter the group, it is free, but it may not be free for long because with people like Mr. Johnny Moonlight, unfortunately, I may have to charge a little money because we do have to take care of his management. So you can enter the group now. You can also see these live Futurecasts. If you click this button here, it will take you to the Futurecast live page. And Mr. Johnny Moonlight is going to be a part of that. And we are very appreciative of Mr. Johnny Moonlight.
It's amazing.
And we're glad to bring him to you.
Yes, people.
And also, while I'm thinking about it, we were talking about this earlier, but don't forget, Mr. Johnny Moonlight also has his Facebook page, and you go to Facebook, and type in, just as it says, Johnny Moonlight. You can go to his about and learn everything you need to know about Mr. Johnny Moonlight. But also, he has events coming up. And the one that we were talking about is a concert that he has coming up soon in Hungary. And do you have anything you want to say to your Hungarian fans? Anything about this this Elvis festival that you're doing?
Oh yeah, well, basically what I was going to say that this night is going to be something what you haven't seen before. This is going to be new. You don't see an Elvis show, every day around there. Plus, the quality of this, the performances and the singers joining me as well, because it's not only me on that night, but I got supporting singers like Peggy Sue or F. Magdy and a few other artists. So it's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be a good chill out night, what you never seen before.
It's
So this is all for a good cause, for a good reason, for somebody. It's worth it.
Yeah, and as you said, this is for a lady that has well, I guess we could say she just has a problem that needs to be taken care of.
That's right. Yeah.
Um,
That's right. So let's get together, people, for a good reason and enjoy ourselves. That's what I say.
yeah, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. At the end, I guess the last question I'd like to ask you is if you could go back in time,
Yeah.
do a concert in the same way that you do your character Johnny Moonlight now, what era would you go in? What year specifically would you go in, and what song styles would you do?
Ooh, John, I was influenced by so many different artists, so many different genres, and that it's really hard to. But the only probably best era I would go back happily would be middle 50s, in America. Probably
So maybe the
team up with the Red Pack, kind of. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's my thing.
I can see
That's
that.
my thing.
Uh,
I don't know
okay.
why.
Let's just suppose that you were in those, you showed up in those days and you had one of the songwriters to write you a current song of that time period. What song would you sing? What would be like your favorite in that time period?
You talking about a real song, or you talking about a fictional song?
So it'd be a real song from that era. But let's say that maybe Frank Sinatra was too busy to do it, or Dean Martin may have, he had other plans. He couldn't sing that song, so they had to get Mr. Johnny Moonlight to sing it. Which song?
Well, one of my favorite songs to sing is Blueberry Hill. And the reason is because this is where I can I can use my voice, the best way I could. This is where I can sing the deeps.
Sure, yeah.
So, plus the song itself is a marvelous composition, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
Such a great song, that I could sing it forever. Seriously. 24/7.
I could see that.
24/7, John. 24.
Friday night, 8 o'clock, Mr. Johnny Moonlight comes out. He sings Blueberry Hill.
Blueberry Hill.
That is fantastic. Well, is there anything else left that you want to say to people who probably don't, again, a lot of people watch this and they don't get a chance to see a person like you live. They may have aspirations to do. Maybe they just want to be a really good, whatever they do in life, the thing that makes them, that challenges them.
Yeah.
They want to get their message out. Is there anything you'd like to tell them, like how to get confidence or what to do first?
My message is that you gotta be consistent. You gotta be consistent. You gotta know what you want, and you gotta be consistent. Never give up. Don't give up. you get all your little mistakes, like you get all your little, downtimes, but it's only temporary. If you constant, if you keep on that road, you're gonna reach the stars. You're gonna reach the stars. There's no doubt. And if a little bit of help from above is there, it's even better. You gotta believe in something.
That's right. That's exactly right. Well, there you have it, folks. Mr. Johnny Moonlight. I was very fortunate to actually get him to, and his management, thankfully, to get him on this program because this is a busy man. He travels all the time.
John,
And I really appreciate this, Mr.
it
Johnny.
was a pleasure, John. I'd like to wish you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year for all the people watching and looking at us. And I hope I see you one of these stages around the world. God bless you. Thank you, John.
Yeah, God bless you too, Mr. Johnny Moonlight. And everybody, this has been Future Vision number 8. And we are happy to present this to you. And we hope that you check out our website, check out our Facebook page if you want to know more information. And Mr. Johnny Moonlight, thank you very much. And we'll see you guys next week.